I'm going dead.
Well, you know, we'll just prop up your corpse and just have it over here, so it'll be like...
Just weekend at Bernie's, you.
Yeah, definitely.
No, because I'm going to be Claud, so I'll be liquid.
I mean, we'll put you in, like...
We'll put you in a jar.
We'll put you in a jar and just have you up, and just, like, maybe, like, paint, draw a face on the jar. Just be like, what do you think, Claude? And, like, someone like, tips the jar a little bit, like, when you're speaking. I think it's okay!
I don't have a jar. Can I interest you in this Pringles can?
No!
It has coins in it right now.
That's where we'll keep Claude. There we go.
Don't put my dead body in a Pringles can.
Does it help if it's not technically Pringles and is instead Lay's Stacks?
That's worse.
Good.
If you're going to do it, at least make it name brand. At least
It
make
is
it
name
like,
brand. Lay's is the name brand.
Fucking no! What the fuck?
At least make it the better name brand.
Lay's is better than Pringles.
I love Pringles.
Better crunch. Better like
Yeah,
thicker.
better crunch.
Crunch.
The crunch is all that matters.
The
Crunch
crunch
is
is all that
Crunch
matters.
is better. Thicker crisps. Hey, chat. I'm telling you right now.
This is a conversation to start out with.
Bold of you to assume this isn't how we start all conversations.
This is pretty par for the course.
All the crunch belongs to me.
Welcome, children, Rath.
No, all the crunch did not belong to you because you like Pringles and not Stacks.
If
Yeah,
you
come on, man.
missed the excitement of last week, there was mad science to be had. And there's a nice lady that you met.
Yeah, she's like 17.
Yeah.
And also like 8,000.
Well, more like 9,017.
This is why Will is my favorite. He gives me harems.
Wait. I don't prevent harems. I let you do.
You literally. Every time I'm like, ooh, pretty person. You're like, no, they're like 12.
You were part of a harem with an elf.
No,
Yeah,
that's
That wasn't
part
a
of
harem.
some.
That was an orgy.
Yes, there's
Actually,
a
a
difference.
foursome. I think it was a foursome.
Look,
But
I
she
don't
was
give you
starting a
anything. You have to earn your goddamn harem.
Every time I try, you deny me.
I don't deny anything.
You got lucky more than the rest of us.
Now, to be fair, I've given you opportunities in my campaigns, and you have only ever once taken it up. Quest to nowhere. No, not quest. Well, actually, yeah, quest.
Excuse you. I fucked a bard.
Oh, that's true. And then except I gave you literally a character tailor-made for you, Zalira Darren, and you did nothing.
Yeah, instead of fucked a bard.
That damn bard.
The easy way out.
I was the rogue, which is hilarious.
That was
Everyone
the easy
does the
solution.
bard.
Anyone could have fucked that bard. No go could have fucked that bard.
No.
So, what was I going to say? Oh yes.
Met a girl in a box.
You met a girl in a
Girl
box. You let her out. You
In a coffin.
chatted for a while. Found some stuff out, and then you were going to go see her experimental craft, Thopter. And that's where we kind of left off. Yeah.
And we're underground.
And you're underground.
We're underground about to go look at a flying machine.
Yep. So, I think we left off with the wall being opened up. Right?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Yeah, that feels right.
Cool. So, of course, it'll lead to a kind of, another tunnel that seems actually relatively well intact. This base of operations seems quite buried. And eventually it'll lead into a larger chamber, which seems partially damaged, but does seem somewhat intact. It seems to be maybe some kind of hangar or repository for things of the such. There seems to be a number of even more damaged clay soldiers So the clay statues that you saw before, these are in much more disrepair. Maybe experimenting with them, studying them. There's probably about half a dozen in various states of construction of these strange, you're thinking Thopter vehicles? That's what Kaz, you can identify them as. And there seems to be at least one that is quite well intact. The one is effectively pointed out to you.
Is that yours? The Emerald Wing, as you called it?
Yeah. It's a little damaged. The rest of the things here, well, they were all experimental, but none of them really were complete. I think, I don't think he ever figured out enough for any of the rest of them. You know, just Tanos was just doing what he could. Developing a lot of things here. Working on his own designs and some of Urza's designs. His masters. Well, what would you, I don't know what you want to do with all this stuff here. As I said, it's pretty damaged, a lot of it. I could, the weapons are over here.
Weapons are good.
Yeah. I don't know how intact they were. They were, effectively just, bombs. 2 of them.
Well, if they're no longer intact, I can fix that. I'm fairly certain I can repair or improve them in some way or another. I have some experience with explosives. Then, well, I think we just need to get it ready to go.
We'd have to get it outside, too. I don't know if the main door is open anymore. Certainly it looks as though that the old soldiers that were operating it are, well, not functioning anymore.
If they're not open, we can pry them open violently. That's what Carrion's good at.
Well, it's part of that wall that opens up.
Well, let's find out if the mechanisms work.
Okay.
I'm gonna go find out if the mechanisms work.
Alright, give me Tinkerer's Tools just to take a look at what's going on here. Just investigating, taking a look.
Cool.
Yeah, certainly the doors would theoretically function. You're not sure what's on the other side of them, for one thing. It has been 4,000 years. But the overall mechanism behind it theoretically works. There seems to be, like, these large cranks on either side. You're assuming the group of, you estimate now, about 6 clay soldiers which got crushed by debris from the ceiling, probably operated these. And were basically the muscle to open up either side. You could probably open up one side, but it would be pretty difficult. It's like a gigantic crank.
Are they, like, loaded in a way that they'll close back on their own?
No.
If you want, I could try to see if there's a place I could squeeze through to see what's on the other side and if it's worth even trying to open them.
Or you just go giant. And then you just pull the crank. Because you're very, very strong as a giant.
How big is the room?
Big.
It's a hangar.
It's basically a hangar.
I mean, I can do that. I'm just saying we don't know what's on the other side of the door. If it's a collapse, if it's already collapsed, we might be
I'd say
putting
there's a
rubble in
hangar,
here.
and with the, I guess part of it did collapse. Probably about a third of the room is just completely collapsed. Another third of it is got a lot of rubble and debris that's kind of knocking into things, and then you've got the stuff you can see. There may have been an entire like mechanical workshop of devices to help fix up this that's under that pile of rubble, unfortunately. So yeah, it seems as though most of these like vehicles were up in the front, at least, which is good. You know, that's a good sign. They're probably again, only one of them is the one that seems to have been in working condition anyway. The other ones are off to the kind of sides and stuff, leaving kind of like a lot of space in the open.
I can just go giant if you want me to.
I mean, structurally, I believe we should be safe should you go giant. If not, shit.
Well, if not, I'll survive. I can go in substantial.
Well, congratulations, you can survive.
Just put yourself in the bag.
I'll survive. I'm worried about the rest of you.
It'll be a funny death.
That's true. It's very anticlimactic.
It'll be an explosive.
Honestly, with the way my life is going, I'd prefer an anticlimactic death.
I guess.
I guess I'll go giant. Which I just gotta look at. I just temporarily changed my strength. Because I no longer have a -1 then.
Okay. So you're gonna try to move the crank on your own.
I will attempt it, yes.
Roll me athletics.
Well, at least I'm better in giant form at that. No.
Even with your increased strength, maybe it's rusted. Maybe there's something that Kaz can't see in the mechanism, but you just can't move this one. We'll say this is the one that's on the like right side of the door. Right.
Carrie, want to give me a hand with the other one?
Yes.
Okay.
I could give you 2.
All right. You can try the left side. You could roll with advantage then. Getting assistance from Carrie.
Much better.
Much better. Yes, you will get this one to move. It is tough. Like, even with your combined strength, both of you can feel how this thing certainly doesn't want to move anymore. The chains are creaking and making a lot of, like, terrible noises. The mechanisms, are just kind of, like, aged, worn out just from, like, it, maybe not even general use, just from, like, sitting here for 4,000 years, you know,
Yeah.
plus. But the one door will start to move. Rocks and debris will kind of fall down and clutter down to the ground, but nothing will kind of fall. It is dark on the other side.
Luckily, I still have dark vision.
Yeah.
Do I see anything?
Some kind of large cavern.
Well, it opens up into a large cavern.
All right. Well,
That wasn't here.
it wasn't. Oh,
This was
okay.
a cliffside.
Geography probably changed in the 4,000 years.
Is the cavern large enough for me to go into?
Sure. It falls off the edge, though. Like,
Well, then we would see an end
Yes.
of it. Oh,
yeah, you're at a cliff edge that goes down.
okay. You didn't say that. You
Sorry.
just like, there's a large cavern.
Yeah, yeah. You didn't when you walk over to the side and you look down.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that seems bad. Down
Well, I would think there would be light coming in then.
from down.
Well, there's no straight. It just
Like think of it like this:
Okay.
you go off and you kind of like it is still a cliffside that you're coming out on, but into like this large cavern that
But
seems to be underground.
yeah, so it's covered over the top and there's no forward.
Yeah.
Well, that's
When you get to the
weird.
edge, you can kind of see some ceiling. It's like at the edge of your view, but you can't see a floor at very least.
It goes down. I could try to climb down there and see. Well, actually, wait, Carrie, do you want to go down and investigate it since you can fly?
I thought you'd never ask.
Okay.
Wait. Kitty, bring me with.
Okay.
I go in the back. I'm just gonna stick my head out the back.
Okay. You kind of fly down, and you will see that eventually it will kind of go down to there is a floor down there. There seems to be things littering the floor, mechanical parts, machine pieces. It's like a battlefield down here.
I feel like that's a very large hint that we should go grab the others because there might be a battle here.
Funky.
Could be the leftovers from a battle that happened ages ago.
It's also
Yeah.
there. That's also possible, but
I mean, we can take whatever threat comes across us because we're just so badass. But
yes, we are in fact the strongest party members.
yeah, it's
so.
true.
Mhm.
At least we have the self-confidence for it. I'd say.
Is the cliff at least? Does it look climbable?
Maybe
How far down is it?
it's not completely sheer. It looks like it'd be a difficult climb, but a possible climb. It's maybe about 100 feet down. You certainly could see the roof then when you kind of flew out. So this chamber is maybe a total of like 200 feet tall. Seems to spread on for like just an easy scouting out, maybe like 500 feet from you in all directions. And very easily you can see at the far end, it seems as though there is a tunnel that goes farther. The tunnel's still fairly large, but
Large enough for a thopter to fly through.
probably large enough for a thopter to fly through. It might take a little finagling. It'd be close. But you don't know where the cavern goes farther on.
Well, we gotta get this thopter out somehow, and I think it's too heavy to put in the bag.
Yes.
Well, the reason I was asking if it was climbable, I could have tried to carry it down
That would be
and
very
climb
difficult.
down the cliff.
Yeah, that'd
But
be very
that's not going to happen.
let me consider. You are huge-sized. The thopter is also huge-sized.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, Kitty, let's go back up there. I have a plan, and it's gonna be fun.
My version of fun, your version of fun, or Claude's version of fun, or Cole's version of fun.
Our version of fun.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
you're going to blow it up.
That's possible.
Explosions.
All right.
Do you love it when a plan comes together?
Mm-hmm.
I love it when I get to explode things.
You'll be able to get back.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
All right. First things first, give me about 10 minutes. I'm going to figure out the exact mechanisms that make these bombs work here. Shouldn't, again, 10 minutes. That's all it'll take me.
Okay.
I'm gonna ritual cast Identify on the explosive devices.
Okay. Yeah. They are best described as very primitive explosive devices. It seems that they have like they have unstable power cores in them that have basically been placed, and it effectively is just a simple rudimentary. The unstable power core, you bang it, you know, with enough force. When it drops, it's assumed that like there is. It does have a mechanism to cause it when it impacts something to, you know, go off, but it's still fairly primitive in its artifice.
It's less that they figured out explosives, and more they learned something exploded, so they're gonna throw it at people.
A little bit of that, yeah. There was certainly explosives, but maybe this was an idea for something a little bit more oomph.
Well, I can figure this out. I can make this better. I can improve upon this. And most importantly, I don't even think I'm going to have to use it right now. Alright, how good of a pilot would you say that you are, Kesh?
Pretty good. It was a few months that I was here working on this.
Do you think you could thread the needle that is that tunnel that's at the end of this cavern?
I unfortunately... Maybe?
Okay.
If I could, if we could take a look at it and I could scout it out, the artificial part of my brain might be able to memorize it.
I have something that can help with that. I have this weird fucking... what was it? No, those are spells. Crystal
I have your
ball.
blood.
Shut up about my blood. Shut up about my blood. I know you have my blood. You're not using it. I have this crystal ball
Okay.
of mapping.
Alright.
Here's what I think. If you're willing, you climb in the back. Just stick your head out. You can still breathe. Carrie flies you at the tunnel. You figure out the route a little bit, scout it a bit, and then you come back here, and then we get in the copter, and we fly out, and anything that comes near us while we're doing it, Carrie and I blast straight to hell.
We could try that.
Yes! Oh.
I don't know if this... I hope this thing would work and give the information to me. I don't know if it's compatible with me, necessarily.
Who knows? Well, it might be. It was made by a man who used Thrannian technology.
We can test it out.
Okay, don't let it drive you insane. I don't know if that's a possibility, but don't let it drive you insane.
Okay. So you're sending Carrion to go scout everything out, right?
With cash.
With cash. Okay.
Cash in the bag.
I don't want to get in
Carry. What?
there. I don't want to get in there.
You don't have to go on all the way. It's fine. I
No.
sleep in there.
No.
Kish, how much do you weigh?
She'll give an approximate weight. Probably close to like between 250 and 300. She does have mechanical parts.
I can still carry you, so you don't technically have to go in the bag.
I'll go for that.
Eh. I want to go in the bag, but I die.
Can't
so-
go in the bag.
Exactly.
You also have to carry the person, so you
No, I
being in
just
the bag
in
wouldn't be
general-
helpful.
I just mean in general I want to go in the bag.
Well, you can go in the bag. You just can't be in there a long time.
I know, but I want to sleep over.
Bag sleepover. Woo! Bag sleepover!
I would suffocate.
Would suffocate.
Unless you got an air spell that you can put in there.
Or unless you let me replace your lungs.
I have talked about replacing parts of my body and you refused.
Yes, but this time, now that I figured out lung replacement, I just need the time and the materials, and then I can replace your lungs.
Anyway, Kesh, hold on tight. If I drop you, that would be bad.
Okay.
I will fly the android girl around so she can scout.
More cyborg, but yes. All right.
Girl in the box.
The girl in the box, boxing the girl. Oh yeah. All right.
Boxing the girl.
I guess give me a survival check. It is a network of tunnels that seems to be in there, and you have to navigate them.
We're gonna get so lost.
Can Manuel help?
Can Manuel help me?
Or
Sure.
even better, can Cash help?
Well, let's roll Manuel first. No! Chin! That's a wall. He's pointing to a wall. Let's see if Kesh can help.
Cash, please. I'm not the wisest.
She's gonna make some suggestions and at least keep track of where you're going so you can get back. You'll spend some time scouting out the tunnels. It seems to be a kind of network of tunnels in there. It seems as though the area here is an old, looks like actually really old lava tunnels. Maybe brought to the surface in some kind of towards the surface in a geological event. You can definitely see that, like, there's aspects of this that scream... Carrie, I can say you can definitely recognize something happened here that was very magical, warping. Like the tunnel's connection to the chamber you were in doesn't fit quite right. There's like a transition between that stone that seems unusual. Why don't you roll me a history check, Carrie? Because you might have an idea about this.
I am historical. I read books sometimes.
Yeah, so maybe it's like you taking your information you read from some books, making some assumptions. Yeah. Analyzing the entire thing, you can kind of think about it for a little bit. You're thinking that this might relate to, well, Multani. When Multani came into being, there was a geographic upheaval that altered the form and created Yavimaya. You have to think, Yavimaya is a sheltered forest, mostly. It's expanded beyond its borders, but for thousands of years, mountain ranges blocked it off. Not all those mountains were there originally, especially according to some of the maps. Now, some of that can be traced back to there was a giant, like, deadly explosion which destroyed an entire continent. But maybe when this spirit came in, it basically... This could have still been a cliffside until Multani buried everything. So this is probably not during the war. This is probably Earth spirit, you know, fucking around with the shit.
I mean, that's valid.
Yeah. But yeah, these are some, like, old lava tubes that seem to have been drawn towards the surface. They certainly look like they might be able to fit the Thopter, you're estimating now, as you're kind of going through them. With Kesh's help, you will eventually actually come out to an area where you will see light. You will also hear crashing waves.
Harry, go into the light.
No. If I'm gonna die, it's gonna be epic. Or crushed by falling rocks. That could also happen.
I thought you said you wanted it to be anticlimactic.
No, Carrie wants it to be anticlimactic. Mads wants it to be epic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, there is a difference. Technically. So.
Alright. So, Kesh, you think you could get us through?
That's a tight fit there. That end of it. Why don't we go and see the entrance and see what's going on there?
I mean, Kaz and I could probably cause a lot of explosions. Clear some rubble. But yeah, we can go.
Alright. Yeah. Part of the end of the tunnel is indeed flooded. It would make it even more difficult and tight at that point in time, because the tunnel is partially sunk, and it leads out to a little, like, basically sea cave at the end. But it's an exit, and it goes outside into the open world. And she's gonna kind of like, just be kind of like staring up and be like, strange. Just a couple of yesterday, I would have seen the sun, but it's now been so long in between. Thousands of years. Everything just feels the same but looks so different once again.
That's depressing as fuck.
I don't know. Maybe everything just stays the same in a way. It's the same sun, the same sky. The ground
I
here's
guess
all
there is
different.
some comfort in that, at least.
Yeah. The ground here is different. The city I know is gone. Who knows where, what everything that remains of it is. Buried in a mountain. Beneath the sea that's here.
But there are new things to explore.
It's a very tight fit. I'm not sure I could necessarily get out there. It would be... I think it's possible, but it's very exact.
Do you think if Kaz and I caused enough explosions, we could...
Collapse it.
I mean, you could
Make
maybe try to open up, but you could also collapse it.
There's that. I
Well-
don't know enough about the structural integrity of rocks.
Well, at least
not
we
that
know
type of
there's a
person.
way out, and I think I can get us to it again. And get us back.
I hope so, because I'd get lost.
I think whatever we're going to take, we should get it out, though. Because, honestly, I don't know if, once I get out, I don't know if I'm getting back in. This is a pretty difficult flight path, and once is probably enough.
To be fair, I'm entirely terrified of flying machines. I know I am a flying machine, but I am blood. That didn't make sense.
I am blood.
What the fuck was that supposed to mean?
Listen,
Hmm.
Matt themselves is very tired, and words are not making much sense.
Words, sense, make... What's that?
Much.
Really. I also have a heated blanket on, so my thoughts are mush.
Mush thoughts.
Fair and valid.
As you're kind of there, all of a sudden, there will be a massive, pulse of something from the ocean. Some kind of energy. Give me a dexterity save. You are... Because the energy is, blasting out, even towards you. Alright, well... you two will plummet into the ocean. Crashing into the waves.
Put your goddamn hood up.
I mean, I don't know if I have time considering the fact that I'm falling!
You put it up underwater. It's a hood.
Well, make an athletics to swim in, probably not great waves, because it's, you're
That's
doing
a
good.
nat fucking 20.
Kesh is seemingly doing okay, but certainly she was flung off of you with the entire crash into the waves. It was not pleasant.
I mean, I got a nat 20. Could I go and help?
Sure. You can help her out. You kind of grab and make sure she's okay as you're trying to fight against the waves, as it's very obvious that these waves crash into the rocky cliff face, that you flew out of, and they are trying to move you that direction. That energy, you felt it. It just pulsed into you. You could feel a wave of energy just hit into you. It disoriented to you. You'll be able to kind of get control of your swimming, do you want to try to take flight again? It'd probably be a little difficult, but not impossible from the water.
Yeah, probably, because that's my best bet.
Swimming speed would help.
Okay,
I put up my fucking hood.
mhm.
Now I have a swimming speed.
Okay. Then you can use the swimming speed to probably, like, just propel yourself out and take flight again. Honestly. At that
He's
point.
like a dolphin.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. I am
You're
a
welcome.
dolphin.
You're a fucking cetacean now.
Listen, the main reason you gave that to me is so I don't drown again in, like, 2 feet of water.
It's true. And yet you always forget to put up your hood.
It's not my fault I fell into the water. Blame the
You-
weird sea creature that just
You
killed
had
us.
rolled better on your dexterity save.
I have a +1 to my dex saves.
You would have been a bit more dexterous character.
Then I wouldn't punch so hard. Anyway, we fly back.
As you're kind of taking to the flight again, there is another one of this just pulse coming from the ocean.
Do I need to make another dex save?
No, at least this one you're more ready for. But certainly it's unexpected. Like, the original one was very unexpected. This one you're at least ready for and can, like, brace against. But you can just feel this kind of, like, whoomp. Of, like, this massive energy field that spreads over probably miles.
Do I need to make an Arcana check for this, or can I just figure that I know what this is?
Give me an Arcana. Give me an Arcana, actually. Because it might give you more information the higher you roll. Okay.
What the fuck?
It is a massive amount of energy being released. You feel as though, like, the energy wave, it's meant to be absorbed by things. Your body is better equipped to absorb energy, mana, magic, because of your nature. You're absorbing it. Not trying to, but you're kind of accidentally kind of absorbing it when it's hitting you. It's not really having a major effect on you, because whatever it is doesn't seem to pertain to a nature to you. You can't really do anything with whatever this energy is. But you can feel it kind of pulsing into you. It's like it is a pulse wave that keeps coming out. And it's at a regular interval.
You alright, Kesh?
That's very strange.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I'm not very intelligent. I almost drowned again.
The ironic part is you are very intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
Beside the point. We're gonna get the fuck out of here. I wonder how far that goes. Definitely goes for miles, but do the others feel it?
I guess we
It's
should go
not-
find out.
Making you weird at all, is it? Because it's not making me weird.
I can feel the energy every time it's unleashed. It's unusual. But
Yes.
it's different from my own power systems, but it's similar?
Okay, well, as long as you're not gonna, like, go psycho on me, I think we're fine. Let's get back. Kaz is smarter than me.
Okay. Alright, you'll head back into the cave. Meanwhile, Kaz,
Being cave.
you and
Hi.
Claude will be kind of hanging out there. And all of a
Cole.
sudden... And Cole. Sorry, almost forgot Cole for a second. I shouldn't forget Cole. It's very important that Cole is there too.
Oh, what? I get to do things. This is so rare. I get to do something. What? Oh, you just gonna kill me outright? Thanks.
Some kind of strange wave of energy just hits into all three of you. Just like a wave that just rumbles through the entire cave, through the mountain, through the earth you're in. You can feel the energy kind of rumble everything. Everything feels like it creates a tremor through everything.
Well, that was weird.
I'm too
Yeah.
old for this shit.
I don't like that. I don't know what it was, but I don't like it.
Like everything's felt like it kind of like shook and moved for a second with the kind of pulse.
I don't know what that was, but I don't think it was good.
Knowledge Arcana?
Probably not good, no.
Sure, you can roll a Knowledge Arcana.
Let's see if I figure anything out.
Arcana check.
Oh, that shouldn't be advantage. So whatever the
27.
first one. 14.
It's unusual,
You know
Kaz.
what? For memes, I'll push the button.
Yeah.
I pushed it. Let's see. There we go.
Okay. You certainly don't know, Cole. And Claude,
don't
you're
know
not
shit,
sure
I'm
about
dumb.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
But Kaz, this is some kind of energy. Like a pulse of pure energy. Like, you're pretty... Wherever it was probably pretty far off. But it was still reverberating from a distance. It's coming from somewhere deep in the direction that Carrie went.
I don't know what it was, but I think it might have been Carrie's fault.
Well, I've only traveled with you for a short amount of time, but it does seem like a lot of things are her fault.
No, to be fair to Carrion, things just kind of happen around her, whether she wants them to happen or not. Admittedly, plenty of times she's the instigator for things, but sometimes things just happen.
Well, I could try and, like, contact her.
She didn't get a new power that she farts energy now, did she?
No. Well, she can release large amounts of mana at the time, but doing so turns her very weak.
I'm going to spend a spell slot and cast Sending to Carrion.
Okay.
Are you still alive? Did you cause that?
Right before you cast it, a second pulse will hit you. And Kaz, Claude, could the two of you give me perception checks while that message goes out?
Also, I have my arcane vision on.
Yes.
Do I see anything? Oh, wow.
Okay.
Good thing you did that.
Carrie, you get a... wait for a moment for Claude. We'll get to you a second. But Carrie, you will get a message. Are you okay? Did you cause that?
First of all, rude. Second of all, no. Third of all, yes. Wait. Flip those.
No, I'm not okay. Yes, I did cause that. That's what you're telling us?
Flip those two did not cause. Okay.
I think that was less than 25 words.
It might have been.
Claude, you will notice something as the pulse kind of rips through everything again. The first thing you notice is that, like, the Thopters kind of move a little. Like, more than just the shimmying.
I'm wondering if that's a leftover power source.
The second thing you'll notice is that there is noises coming from below.
Oh, or it's one big power source inside of one big dragon.
That wouldn't be good either.
But it would be exciting.
We're not
I-
ready for that.
Well, we're as ready as we're going to be. I'm gonna take out my gun and my shield.
Okay. Alright.
And I'm ready for shit.
It'll be about another half dozen pulses before Carrion can get back.
Completely soaking wet.
Yeah, each one reverberates. And certainly, the two of you begin to notice the pulses are getting closer together. At first, it's like 10 minutes apart. But there's like, every one is a couple of seconds less in between it. And it just keeps getting a little shorter.
I don't like this.
Well, let's fucking just go, right? Like, look, yeah, I think we should just like gun it. Personally, we need to like get out of here, and we kind of need to do it in the Thopter. I guess we could leave the Emerald Wing behind, but I don't want to. It's very cool.
I thought the Thopter was a one-person craft.
No, it's two, and we figured out how to make it work.
It also, it needs to be repaired, remember?
Oh. I don't want to leave the Thopter behind, but I'm worried that things are about to start waking up and attacking us. As much fun as that would be. I don't want to be injured. Physically.
I don't think any of us do.
Carrie does.
Well, she wants to injure things. She doesn't want to be injured.
No, she wants to be injured.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't a sexual situation, so maybe not.
Well, regardless,
Rude.
Truth.
No, in fact, I would also just like to be injured in general.
Let me think. Now, remind me. It's a bad idea to use the gifts that the witch gave us, right?
Well, I
Probably.
do. Let's do it.
Okay. Because I got this sick-ass monocle that lets me see the flows of magic and, like, possibly manipulate them, right?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Yeah. And if I could, like, tie the flows of magic leading to these Thopters to my will, that'd be, like, sick as fuck, right?
I mean, I don't think the monocle does anything like that.
No, but it would let me, like, see the flows and how they're working. Oh, wait. Is that... Yeah. The candelabra absorbs magic, right?
Sort of.
Like, it can, like, cancel out magic, but it needs magic to operate, right?
Yes.
How's the candelabra doing with these pulses of energy?
It is not absorbing any.
Okay. Bad. I was hoping it'd be absorbing it. That'd be cool.
Nope. It is unfortunately not absorbing any.
Might be in too much of a raw form.
Give me a...
Tinker tools?
Yeah, Tinker's Tools check. Yeah.
29.
You begin to realize that the artifice that is absorbing this are ones that have artificial consciousnesses associated with them. All the other artifice is not absorbing it. Whatever this pulse is, it's attempting to wake stuff up.
Interesting.
I'm not feeling anything on it, right?
No. Your nature is very alien in comparison, so
Yeah.
that does
I'm just checking because I have a weird nature.
Yes.
How many pulses were there?
There has probably been now about, we'll say 8 or 9.
Okay.
And as I said, this has been like over like an hour, and it's getting probably has already gone down from like 10 minutes apart to like maybe hour and a half down to like 9 minutes apart. So the pulses are getting shorter time in between them. We still have a while before they would get very rapid.
How fast can you fix the Thopter?
How fast? Let's see.
Good question. Well, I will give you a quick assessment on what you have from the previous checks you've had. You don't have any necessary tools or anything, like parts that are to it. But if you wanted to, you do have a number of other unfinished vehicles you could probably salvage some parts for.
I was gonna say, I have plenty of parts for it. They're just all being woken up by pulses of energy right now.
I will tell you, the Thopters seem to have, like, not as much of a connection to it. The Thopters are being affected by it, but not... They haven't seen any signs of actually waking up. They, like, absorb the energy for a bit and then kind of fall back asleep almost. The only one that seems to have signs that maybe it's doing something is the Emerald Wing, but it has probably the most intact or the most indecent power source to it. Power Stone powering it. It would probably be the best. The other ones probably don't have anything particularly good in them, or if they have a Power Stone at all, honestly.
The monocle would help with this, wouldn't it?
You could see some things with the monocle. I'm not gonna lie.
Alright. This is going to cause me physical and mental anguish. I'm gonna put on the monocle. It slots right into the artificial eye.
Mm-hmm. Please give me a wisdom save to start out with.
I am bad at these.
We'll see how well this goes.
I am bad at these.
Nice.
Okay. As you kind of slot it in, you will just see, like, blood almost dripping down from Kaz's, like, the area around Kaz's eye, where it's kind of attaching in. As if it, like, it looks as though it's, like, almost like the metal of the monocle kind of tendrils its way onto you a little bit. And there's just this sudden, almost as if you're putting it on, there is something almost akin to that pulse of energy that you've been feeling, except it's just a pulse of, like, sight of everything just opening up all around you.
Okay, like I said, physical and mental anguish. This is... Oh. Ow.
It takes you a while to, like, accommodate to this. You can just feel it all overwhelming you. Give me another wisdom save, please.
Had to be wisdom. I am bad at these.
Alright.
Couldn't be con, huh?
Give me a perception with disadvantage.
Okay.
Pretty good. Alright. As much as, like, you're having issues, like, focusing or understanding what's going on, you manage to still at least start to, like, try to realize what's going on. You're doing your best to concentrate. It's very hard to, and your brain, it just does not feel right. There's just something going wrong with it, you know, like, you're just the blood's coming out, and, like, you know, you're trying not to, like, you know, lose it, and there is a lot of pain associated with this, but you begin to kind of read what's going on here. You can see that this area here has this kind of massive flow of energy that seems to be going through it. To begin with, there's a lot of green mana and red mana in this area. Certainly, like, it just seems to kind of flow through the area. And one of the unusual things is you can kind of, like, feel almost where the effectively flows of mana deep in the ground are, where the mana flows through the world. Kind of like you're reading, like, ley lines almost. Just by chance, that you can kind of see them and understand the energy patterns. And then a pulse happens. The pulse is an explosion, and I will need, rather than a wisdom save, a constitution save from you.
Supposedly, I'm better at these.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That feels good. I want it to be better, so I'm gonna do Flash of Genius and make it 20.
The pulse is completely it just fucks with you.
Discombobulates the fuck out of me.
You are just... you can physically feel it a lot more now. Like, you were physically kind of feeling it. Now it just rocks through your body. It's almost this, like, kind of wall of energy that kind of, like, just is seemingly hitting into you. And it feels as though, like, a wall hits you. But you kind of, like, stand tough in it. As you can see, like, the energy begins to wrap around things and kind of, like, things like the Thopters, it kind of, like, almost soaks into it. As you can kind of see sparks kind of in them. And as you're kind of looking around, you can see that there are these, like, almost dozens of pulses down below you, outside of where your dark vision goes. That the pulse kind of just pop them off. Doot, 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 doot. Almost like lights coming up. Something down there is reacting to the pulse. Down in the wreckage field.
Okay. Something is turning on all the things down there, and it's bad, right? It's very bad for the things to be turning down there, because I believe there's also, like, what attacked this place when I caused it to kind of fall into ruin, which is obviously not what we want. The energy is not really affecting these Thopters because, I don't know, it just, I guess, runs on something different, like it wasn't originally meant to respond to these, if I had to assume. Except for the Emerald Wing, which is operating a little bit differently, most likely because it has more attack power core. I think I can repair it, but it's gonna take me some time.
Did you just drink like a pot of coffee?
I understood about half of what you said.
There's so much that I can now see in the world, and it is terrifying me to my deepest core. But it's also incredibly invigorating. Give me some time, though. Try to buy me as much time as you can.
Alright. I will need you then. Give me a Tinkerer's Tools check. I will say you will have disadvantage on this check, but it will be better in the long run for you to take the disadvantage.
Don't even know what the fuck that means, but it is terrifying, so let's see how this goes. That's a 16, but I want it to be a 20, so it is.
Alright, so it is a 20.
It's 2 Flash of Geniuses already.
You are just being racked by these energy waves that seem, again, they're getting more of a pulse, and you're beginning to realize something is pulsing close by. A massive source of energy, far beyond, like, it rivals the energy flows you're seeing in the ley lines around you. The amount of energy it's doing. And that energy almost seems to be growing. It seems to be beginning to draw on the very energy around here. Maybe it's been drawing on the entire time, and now it's just beginning to finally kind of suck all the energy in around it, draining it in. You can feel it. But you can go to quick work repairing things, cannibalizing some of the nearby vessels as this pulse is going on. And certainly, you think you can use these pulses to harness and empower the Emerald Wing, get it up and started again. And so, while you're doing the repairs that are necessary, you basically can jury-rig something for it to more readily absorb this energy. So you're using the pulse itself that, to kind of jumpstart your vehicle at the same time?
Yeah. I could technically do this on my own if I wanted to waste spell slots, but...
Is there anything I can do to help?
Again, things are waking up down there. Do me a favor, keep an eye on them. Anything starts to climb up, throw some fucking rocks down on them, break them, destroy them. Bring me any useful pieces of them if you can. No pressure, of course. I think I might not need them, but Carrion, yes, you can hit them.
I was gonna say, can I be the rock?
You're gonna have to take that up with the thrower. I'm preparing.
Hey, Claude, you want to throw me like a rock?
Not particularly. I think that'd be a bad idea.
Cole, can you, you know magic, right?
Well, I know how to do magic. I don't know much about magic.
I don't need you to know much about magic. I just need you to do magic. Especially if it's highly destructive magic, that would be good to just...
Well, in about the span of 6 seconds, I can blow up a lot of things.
Excellent! That's exactly what we need right now. Especially because I don't know what they are down there, but there's a lot of them. And there's a lot of them in a state of disrepair. So, if you can just, I don't know, electrocute on them en masse or something, or just shatter them into pieces en masse, phenomenal. If not, no pressure. Again, just buy me time. Cash, if you can, I could use a hand on this. You seem to at least have some degree of knowledge about Artifice.
A little bit of knowledge on this one, at least.
Yeah, specifically with this.
I'll try my best. Yeah, there's a lot of noises coming from down below, and certainly Cole, Carrion, Claude, the three of you can observe this noise that's seeming coming from down there. It starts with just a lot of...
Is there any light down there?
No, there is not.
And I see nothing.
Yeah, it just starts with the creaking of metal and noises that are coming from that. And then it starts there starts to be kind of strange noises that almost seem like a kind of grating scream.
Question. In the hangar bay itself,
Sure.
are there large objects that I can move towards the cliffside in case we need to hurl down?
Sure. There are some rocks. There are some old pile pieces of golem that are long since destroyed. Leftover thopter that's not being used by Kaz.
I am going to start moving said items. First, the thopter, because that might make a nice big blat down there. And other items, and get him close to the cliffside. Also kind of creating a bottleneck and slight barrier at the edge.
Okay.
So if something does come up, it also makes it harder for it to get through.
Alright. Yeah, certainly a lot of noise will be going on. The more the pulses are happening, as the faster they are going, the more that noise occurs. The noises start to sound like something is active. And they are not moving towards you. They're moving towards where you're going to be going.
So they're moving away. Well, in that case, Carrie, help me push these objects onto them.
Fuck yeah! Destruction.
Okay. You punch a bunch of stuff off the side. Maybe you
I'm gonna try to hurl stuff. I'm assuming because with how large some of this stuff is, it might not be hurlable.
No.
So she can push. I'm going to chuck.
Okay. You might hit some stuff. You honestly are unsure, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still in giant form.
Also, you just can't see what you're hitting, though, is the major thing here. It's complete darkness. It goes beyond your dark vision. So it's over there, and you're just hurling some stuff or pushing some things in case anything's at the bottom.
Cole,
you're hearing stuff.
Yeah. Can you cast any light spells, Cole?
No. Cool.
Do you want light? I have like a gallon of oil that you can use to coat something and light it on fire and then throw that. I don't know how much light it'll actually give off, but I mean, it's like fire.
I unfortunately don't have any lights. Carrie, do you have anything that can cast light at a distance?
No, sadly, the only thing I can do is cast darkness.
That doesn't help.
No, it doesn't. I can throw some firebolts down there.
Yeah, that's not gonna do much.
I could attach torches to my body and fly down there.
Why don't you do that and then drop them down there? And come back.
Better idea. I'm gonna go drop some torches so that we can see. Actually, I shouldn't drop them. They're gonna go out. I'm gonna go place some torches as gently as I can without dying.
Okay.
Yes. Try to do that quickly.
All right. Hey, Carrie, beginning to fly down in that area, before you can even place a torch, you will realize that there is about, in your sight, 5 huge mechanical dragon-like creatures moving around.
That's not good.
I thought these were gonna be like little dudes.
No, remember, this thing lorded over an army of dragon engines.
Yeah.
I want to fight it.
No.
I want to fight it so bad.
You are under
There
specific...
are 5 of them, may I note.
You are under
Bold of you to
specific
assume
instructions.
Mhm. They so
Do they
far,
know I'm here? Are they like looking at me?
they so far have not reacted to your presence.
Okay, so do not shout. I'm gonna place as many torches as I can before they, see me.
Ah, sure. You can place about 2 torches before they seem to react to you. Please, give me 1 dexterity save. 1's within range. Okay.
That
Well,
is so average.
we'll just roll this here. Badoom. 36 lightning damage as it opens its mouth, and you see this sparks of energy as this blast of electricity comes flying into you.
It's rude. I'm gonna fly away now.
Okay.
You said 36.
Yes. You are certainly out of range pretty rapidly. There will be some more blasts of lightning. But you can tell as soon as you kind of get out of range, they seem to turn back towards the entrance to the where you had gone to leave the cave and start moving towards that way again. Almost as if they're going somewhere.
Can
Hey,
we
so
see any-
we have a problem.
What's the problem?
Oh yeah, you do see some sparks of
5
electricity.
big dragon-like things. Yeah, 5 big dragon-like things that shoot electricity and do a lot of damage. I'm pretty sure I can't feel my left arm. They're also going entrance.
Okay. First, Claude, hit Carrion's left arm with that screwdriver that I gave you. Second...
Okay, yep. Down here.
No, it's a fucking... How many times
Yes,
does it tell you? It
I
has a
know
screwdriver?
what it is. It's healing.
Yeah, I think I technically have to roll that.
Yeah, because I haven't added it to my sheet yet.
Yep, and it uses my stuff anyway, right? Yeah, it uses my stuff anyway. Okay.
So I'll bunker with it.
Bam.
8 points of healing.
Did she get any torches
Why
down that
couldn't-
actually help us see?
Sure.
Okay, so can I see any of these things to target them?
9.
Generally speaking, you can kind of see some of them moving through the area. They're not providing a huge amount of light, and she didn't really get close to them.
Do I have better than a shot in the dark at this point? Is my question.
Yes,
Okay.
because it's not a shot in the dark anymore.
Right. That was more my point. Is like, is it enough that I can actually, aim at something?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, and since I'm in giant form, I will throw rock.
Okay.
Do I need disadvantage or anything?
Yes, you are at range of disadvantage.
Hello?
They are certainly moving away.
I'm an idiot. I'm resist.
Well, does a 25 still hit that?
Oh, the
Oh,
14.
no, 14. Sorry. never
No.
mind.
You will
No.
certainly, miss it just because, it's hard to say. Oh, you're resistant,
Yeah.
so you'll take half damage to electricity?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I
that's...
forgot about. I was looking at my resistances, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm resistant to lightning."
Hey, you only took half that damage from the one breath
So
weapon.
now I'm at 86 HP instead of
Yeah.
68.
Thunderbolt of lightning. It's very, very frightening.
Galileo Figaro.
Can you do the
Magnifico.
Fandango?
No. Well, eventually, they will be out of sight. It
Well,
won't take long.
If they're gonna continue to move away,
Yeah.
and I'm not hitting them, I'm going to try to climb down.
Okay. All right. Certainly. Give me an athletics check. Yeah.
Normal.
Yeah. Normal.
No, I'm saying that to myself to make sure I'm like, oh yeah, don't be on disadvantage.
Okay. I don't know. Let me check something here. Just roll me dexterity of the saving variety, please.
Give me a second, I gotta modify my dex.
Yes.
Because unfortunately, I do not have my massive dex bonus.
Mm-hmm.
My dex goes down to...
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it halves.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You don't plummet. As the sheer, the not quite sheer, but still very difficult to climb wall, you try to slip on.
Yeah.
But yes, you don't plummet down to the bottom. You slip a little bit as you start going down. It's like right at you start, you put your foot down and you slip out, but you manage to catch yourself. Your hand kind of scrapes a little bit, but you manage to grab a handhold that's actually pretty decent. You're like, yeah. Do you want to keep trying? If so, roll more athletics.
My stuff doesn't unfortunately scale up with me. Because I actually have some pit. I actually have a pit.
Yes, it doesn't scale up with you. Tick, 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 tick. I don't think this is going to work. And a rope that certainly doesn't hold your weight. You are a big boy.
Can I try with a strength check as I go down slower and try to actually make divots in the wall a bit?
You can try to do that. Roll me another athletics check. We'll start with that.
Okay. Let's see.
See how well you're actually just climbing down in general. Okay. You can climb down, and I can say you can take the time to create divots. That will be fine to make it easier. Okay. You do have enough strength that you can kind of break a little bit of stone here and there.
That's what I was thinking. Since I have a 26 strength, I'm like, maybe I can do this a little bit.
It's not going to be they're not going to be perfect, but it'll probably make it a little easier to go up when you kind of climb back up. But it'll be a while before you get down. I will be honest. It'll take you a bit to do that.
Yeah, that's I'm going to be like yelling down there, trying to get their attention.
By the time you get down there, everything is quiet. The pulses are pretty rapid by now. They're once every 3 minutes or so. But the area seems quiet again.
That's not good.
Yep.
Because that means these things gotta move on.
Yeah. You were not their current priority.
Yes, I understand that. Unfortunately, that's not great. That weight makes me worry.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, they're not down here anymore.
Well, then why are you down there if they're not down there?
I went looking for them to try to stop them from going where they're going.
All right. Well, they're not down there anymore, so get back up here. I don't know how. We might be leaving soon, and it's easier to if you're just already up here than if you're down there.
You are about ready. So the answer to you might be leaving soon is yes.
Look, I've been like taking the power cores and ripping them out of the other ones in order to try to make sure this one is like passed and as fully intact as possible, which is not something you're supposed to do with power cores, but something I'm trying anyway. And who knows, it's working. I'm effectively using them to funnel more energy into this power core that is like largely drained due to the fact that it's 4,000 years old. But I've worked in the power core in the past creating Alatar, so it shouldn't be that difficult. Oh, this fucking like thing that I have attached to my eye now and digging into my skin is kind of intoxicating. This is bad.
You're weird.
He's okay, kids. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the horrible thing attached to his eye that's causing a lot of not issues. Total not
probably
issues.
Fine, right? I mean,
probably fine.
I can see the very energy that forms a weave crisscrossing the globe of this world.
Let me know when you're ready. I'm going to walk a little further and see if I can find out where these things went.
Well, we're going to be ready very, very soon, and as far as we know, there's only one exit, so...
Just scream very loudly if you die.
Mm-hmm. Scream very loudly if you die. Exactly.
I'm going to move further up and see if I see any trace of them.
Okay. Certainly, you can see signs that they effectively went to that tunnel you'd found, that the people had found previously. They are heading out. They're basically, they beat you to leaving.
I don't like that. I really don't like that. 'Cause that means they could have teamed up with something already.
I mean, I have a good guess for what they're teaming up with, and if that's the case, then we better get moving as quick as possible in order to execute the bare minimum of a plan that we have. Oh, we have to go assemble our army. Well, it's a good thing this thing can fly. Let's get going.
Okay.
I'll start climbing up. I gotta... Keep going. I'm just looking up something.
Yeah. The ship is ready. The Emerald Wing is ready to fly again. It is active. The it never had like a super advanced artificial brain like most constructs or something. It's got something very simple to work with a pilot more than anything. But you are ready to fly once again.
I guess I'll go back into normal form.
Okay. Kesh can get in the pilot seat and get prepared and be like, all right, let's try this out. I have honestly no idea what's going to happen.
Does this thing have a gun on it?
No.
Oh, do you want it to have one?
Maybe not right now. I think getting out of here is the important thing.
It'll take me like a second.
Well, whatever.
An instant. Just in case, you know, those things are down there and start trying to throw things at us. I'm gonna take my Force Ballista turret and just plop it onto the damn thing.
Okay.
I can make it, like, stationary so it doesn't have, like, a move speed, so it is just stuck onto the thing.
Okay.
So that way we have some weaponry. And in fact, I'll make it, what's the thing? I can make it tiny so that it doesn't add any unnecessary weight while not sacrificing any firepower.
Okay. So your Force Ballista will be on the vehicle. And where is everybody getting in on this thing or not getting in?
Bag.
Okay.
I can fly.
Mm-hmm.
Bag.
Mm-hmm. Cole?
Bathroom.
Ah.
Well, you
Cole
said
had
it-
to go take a leak
well, you
real
said
quick.
it fits too, so he could be in the passenger seat.
Yeah. So passenger seat.
Yeah.
Alright.
I added a handle so Carrie can grab on if need be.
Okay.
I've made some alterations to the functionality of the Emerald Wing, including a handle for Carrion.
Yeah. I will tell you, it will require some effort getting that monocle off.
Yeah, I figured that's going to be the case. Real quick, what are the types of checks that Cash would likely have to make to get this whole thing working? Yeah,
Proficiency.
flying.
It would be like a proficiency air vehicle, which she has, and I think it is
there a
dex based.
specific- Dex-based?
Yes.
Okay, then I am going to cast Enhance Ability
Okay.
and give her Cat's Grace so she has advantage on dexterity checks.
All right, everybody, ready to take off?
I'm going to be sitting in the bag attempting to just pry the monocle out of my head.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You'll be worried. I mean, Claud can help you out. Try to get this off of your head.
If you hear me screaming, it's because I'm in pain.
You hear you screaming, pull harder. Got it.
I will tell you, being inside your bag is the weirdest fucking thing in existence. Energy is swirling around you at all hands, and it feels as though it's trying to creep in constantly, but it's also being, like, beaten back. So it's like almost these tendrils of energy constantly clawing at, like, the edges of the bag's existence, trying to get in and, like, maybe even crush everything in there.
But I'm really good at making fucking bags of holding.
It still is really creepy to see what's going on
Horrifying.
in the natural order of the energies in existence.
Oh, this is a direct violation of how things should function.
Look, there are plenty of those that exist at Magic the Gathering, so you're okay. Anyway, I'm going to make an initial check here with advantage. Alright. So, she will certainly take off. And getting into the initial cavern, it's close, but she's going to move in. The give for the vehicle isn't much. You maybe have, like, because, like, the width of the vehicle and the, the wings on this thing, you maybe have, like, a foot on either side at best at all times. So this is, like, a pretty long thing and it requires some pretty good concentration. And this thing moves. It is maybe 3 or 4 times faster than Carrie. So you are going at speed through these tunnels. But she is managing to control it very well.
Carrie, you should use the handle.
You can use the handle.
Probably, otherwise I'm gonna get lost.
Probably.
Yeah.
You'll kind of whip through the tunnels at these high speeds, and yeah, you definitely would get lost again. I'm sorry. You didn't know where you were going to begin with, you know.
Marshall isn't helping either.
No. Let me just check. It's very important that I roll this
No,
for
McGuire
a
is very, very dumb, but that's okay, because so am I.
He's pointing at a wall, but it might be a wall in the right direction. It's vaguely the right way. Close enough.
No. You rolled that
I'm proud.
publicly, man.
Look, he got a 9 plus, like, 1. Maybe he has, like, a proficiency of, like, 2 or something. The 12. I mean, you know, ain't that away.
I'm gonna look up squirrel stats.
Don't trust him.
He's a trained squirrel, remember?
He's better than a regular squirrel.
He's better than your average squirrel when it comes to this stuff. He still has disadvantage.
Martha wasn't half a squirrel.
He's still very awful at it. Soon, though, as you're kind of like whipping through that, you'll get to the end of this line, which is not pleasant. And I'm going to roll another check here. Not with advantage, because you probably have disadvantage on this one. Honestly, let's see what she rolls. She's going to kind of come in.
I'm gonna give a +4. I don't even know what the result was, but
Yeah.
it's just, yeah.
Skirting the top of the water, as this is like a half-flooded cave, as like the ceiling's going to get really close to both her and Cole, as this thing is just like now like nestled in both like to the sides and up and down, just barely fitting in here, as it will kind of then burst out into the sky.
So,
And you are out of the tunnels. The Emerald Wing has taken flight once more.
Okay.
As you
Pretty
see,
crap.
there's a massive whirlpool that is now formed out in the ocean.
that's not good.
Okay. So we've been amassing an army, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
And this army is going to go help us fight the giant mechanical dragon.
And its army.
And its army of other mechanical dragons.
Yes. You did.
However, we seem to... I'm personally believe that if we take out the big one, it will at least disorient, if not completely disable, the little ones. Now, I do have the 2 bombs.
Mm-hmm.
These 2 bombs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the time, you know, enough time to fix them, make them better, improve them. And then we're going to kill that thing. We're going to blow it to smithereens. Or knock it unconscious for a few thousand years.
I want to blow it up.
I also want to blow it up.
As you get out here, the pulses are now rapid. It's like every couple of seconds a pulse wave comes out for a little bit. So you're getting hit by these pulse waves. And then all of a sudden, there's one final one, and they will stop. And you
That's
will
bad.
hear a noise kind of like echoing from like a rumbling deep under the waves. A crashing noise that seems to like fracture. And you can see like fractures in the land actually like rip up from under the ocean into the cliffside that you kind of are nearby to. So it kind of like runs down, like it kind of fractures into it as the ground itself is like tearing and ripping.
That's worse.
Well, that's really bad, I assume.
I think it's exciting.
I think you're not going to have time to do any more work.
I think I shouldn't have wasted all of my flash of geniuses.
Especially considering we still have to get the armies here.
They were assembling.
Yes, but we haven't like sent the word that, hey, now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to?
I think we need to. I don't think it's a matter of want. I think it's a matter of need.
Can you describe that in 10 words or less? Big metal dragon, let's fucking do this.
How about armies meet at the druid camp?
Armies meet at the druid camp
Now.
Bitches.
Sure.
Danger. Add danger is the last word.
Danger,
Bitches.
danger, danger.
Bitches
Bitches
dangerous. Bitches danger. Now bitches danger. Okay.
We'll send you a message out as from where this whirlpool is, a massive explosion of rocks and debris comes out, flying through the air. I will need everybody that is not in a bag, which does help protect you, to make a dexterity save.
Finally!
I'm not in a bag. I am in a bag, so yay.
Okay.
It's
As
not in a bag.
as Kesh has to do this kind of like hard veer to avoid a massive like boulder flying into you as this rocks and debris are kind of flying out. As emerging from the water is a mechanical mountain. This thing is gigantic as it's taking its first stretches into the world. Stretching hundreds of feet long. A massive mechanical beast that seems to rise out of the earth. Screaming a noise that just kind of echoes into everybody. Your ears hurt from the noise. It even kind of permeates the bag and echoes through it as it's beginning to roar. As you see, like, it kind of is like flexing as like pieces and almost components on it are kind of clicking together as it's kind of like beginning to like seemingly like get itself back into a decent position. And then as it kind of begins to do that, it kind of like almost begins to like sit there for a moment. It's just sitting there right now, not moving. Traxos is alive, awake. But you're not sure what it's doing.
Is it writing its last
It
will
needs
and
a
testament?
cup. It needs a cup of coffee.
I think it's writing its last will and testament because we know we're about to fucking kill it.
I think it just needs a cup of coffee.
It needs a gallon of boiling lava poured directly on top of its head.
It will probably be immune to lava.
A gallon? 1
Yeah,
gallon?
1 gallon's not going
A
to
tiny-
do it.
1
tiny
gallon
gallon.
of lava.
Listen, as stated previously, I have no brain.
Wait. Is the gallon of lava equivalent to a cup of coffee for him then?
Probably.
Probably?
Well, a gallon would be like, you know, picking up like like something. It'd be incredibly tiny. You know, it's very tiny. You know, it's like you're, you know, like you pinching like a little tiny cup of.
Hopefully it's espresso.
It's so expressive. This espresso.
Acid.
Still, a gallon of acid is still not going to do anything to this thing.
I'm sorry, my brain just said acid.
Alright. Hey, Cash. So, where's this tunnel that we have to crash into?
Unless it starts, when it opens its mouth.
Cool.
Doesn't seem to be doing
Spit
that right
out
now.
Something.
Well, I mean, it doesn't seem to be on the attack yet. I don't know what it's doing.
Now, could it be trying to communicate?
Maybe. I don't know how it controls the other dragon engines or how it was supposed to. It is supposed to be some kind of beacon or commander for the forces, but what that means, I'm not sure.
I mean, you could have Carrie drop me off on top of it, and I can try to get inside it.
Even stupid compared to my normal plans.
It's true, it was a...
Would you
Here's
even
the
know where to
thing.
go inside that thing? It's massive.
You wouldn't know where to go. How could you communicate with us what you find? You're inside of it. You're in the dang thing.
This thing was built to destroy a city that was thought to be impenetrable and never thought to be able to be destroyed. Think about that.
This is why we have dragons to help us.
Well, that's great. Someone remembers that you only have one dragon to help you.
Yeah.
Yep, we just have one.
I wasn't there for that session.
You have
Yeah,
one
we
dragon.
just have a young dragon.
It's
I mean,
a very
they are the
powerful
young
dragon, but
they are the reincarnation of a.
Are they a primal?
yes,
Or
it's
primeval?
it's the reincarnation of Rath.
But in young dragon form.
Yeah,
Alright. Well,
Listen, again, the worst thing that happens is we all die, and then nothing matters.
We also
it's
got
a
a
fair
bunch,
point.
We also got a bunch of gorillas
Bunch of gorillas
and elves.
and elves and squirrels.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we're trying to throw squirrels inside it to clog up its gears, I don't think they're gonna help.
Listen, as long as Manuel here is fine, I do not care.
well, should we go get your army while it's not moving?
Yeah, probably. Let's go do that.
Just communicated to them to meet
Wait,
us.
Cole, did your druid friends agree to help so long as we got the others? Is that how it works?
Player doesn't remember, did they?
I think they said
I think they were always gonna help.
They were always going to help. They were all for
Yeah,
this.
They're usually pretty good at helping with things.
Okay, we have Cole's druid friends as well.
Yeah. They were more. They were like, "Hey, we're concerned about this. That something's going on, and we're concerned with the outside world." The rest of Yavame was like, outside world. Never heard of it.
Okay. This is probably our first time actually directly saving the world. I'm not good at inspiring speeches. Let's just go kill the thing, huh?
Do you have any way of disabling its breath weapon? That's what the bombs were for.
We have the bombs.
Are they working?
They're functional in their original capacity.
Sort of.
I haven't had the chance to improve upon them.
They were sort of working before. That was the issue.
Here's what I can do. I can, in fact, jack up the power on them for one big fucking blast. If you need me to. They will... Well, here's the thing. Normally when I do this, things break. But they're supposed to break, so this is fine.
We can try it, but will that blow us up then too? I'd assumed I could, maneuver enough with the level of the bomb that we were using. I did see one tested before. I don't know how it would react with the breath weapon, but it seems like it might work.
How heavy are the bombs?
A decent weight, maybe like 50-pound like housing or something for the entire device.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to power them the fuck up, and then we're just gonna drop them on him. That's as best as I got. I can't throw them.
I have another thought.
What's your other thought?
We could put them in the bag.
No.
I have another thought.
And I could try to get up there. Well, release them into its mouth.
Yeah.
Here's Here's the problem. A, I've already remade this bag twice. We don't have the time for me to find somewhere to put the several hundred pounds of material that I currently have in the bag.
In the Druid Village.
I don't know if they're going to be happy with me doing that. B, I need to be there to quickly power these up and drop them, because I don't know how long they can contain the additional like juice that I jack them up with. Effectively, what I'm going to do, I have a skill called Break the Limit, which allows me to sacrifice spell slots to up the power of artifacts.
Yep.
Normally,
So and a bomb.
see, you might die is the problem.
Well, maybe we don't need to break
Your
the
point?
limit. If they were actually functioning as they were meant to, we could just chuck them in the mouth.
See, which is why I would like to have time. Now, so long as he's not doing anything, I have time to work on that. That's plan
As
A.
the armies
I have
are
time.
getting here.
Great. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to take these bombs. Well, I'm going to remove the clay golem. I've decided I don't need this clay golem. I'm going to throw it overboard. Anyone have any objections with me tossing this clay golem away? I can build a new one.
No
Whatever
objections
you
from
want to
me.
do.
What'd you say, Cash?
No objections from me.
Great. Cool. I get rid of the clay golem.
Okay.
That frees up a good 300 pounds.
Yeah. Actually, why don't you give me a basic analysis about what might be going on with this thing, Tinker's Tools.
I don't have anything. Okay, just want to check my toggle before I click this button.
Yeah.
Fuck my rolls.
Oof. Yeah, you're not sure what it's doing. It's definitely doing something odd, but you'd have to maybe get closer to analyze it better. You're at a pretty big distance, but you do have the issue of it is supposed to have automated defenses of some kind. Anti-Thopter defenses, at least.
Well, look, we can't just run right up to it. It's gonna shoot us out of the fucking sky. So, I'm going to work on repairing and improving these explosive devices inside of my bag in a safe environment. Safe-ish.
Should we head inland then? Towards wherever these druids are?
Yeah.
Okay.
While everyone's meeting and I don't have to talk to people, I'm going to be in the bag fixing the bombs.
Okay. Then why don't we... I was telling people earlier I was going to end early. I was thinking of having a break, but we went for full 2 hours. I'm going to stop it here. We like to get caught up in stuff, and it makes it hard to interrupt. The action was non-stop. So...
This was a pretty continuous one. Kaz did some fucked up mad science this episode.
Yes, I know what it's doing. It is, in fact, doing something that is taking up its time, and now that it's awake, that it would probably have to do... There's a bunch of things it has to do to make sure, I've been asleep for 4,000 years. What the hell's going on with me,
Oh, yes, I assume it's running diagnostics.
Yeah. Probably, getting some repairs. And it does have, remember, it has an entire, army of golems that live in it, that do stuff there. So they might even be, repairing things that need to be repaired that have gone, bad over 4,000 years. Things like that. So you have some time while it's doing this stuff. But Traxos is awakened. It's just prepping itself for destruction.
Well, so are we.
Yeah.
It's destruction.
I was going to say, not for our destruction, though.
I'm
Hopefully
always
not.
prepping. Look, Kaz is always prepared
prepping
for
for my own
his-
destruction.
Yeah, we're always prepared.
Yes.
Kaz, if Kaz needs to be destroyed, it will be self-destruction and it will be violent.
Remind me, I'm going to set a third alarm for tomorrow morning just to really make sure I wake up, because I do not trust myself.
Kaz's destruction will likely be induced with, if Kaz has to die, Kaz is gonna break the limit on a duster box. I don't know what the fuck that would do. I think it might break part of the world.
It would be not good. I'll tell you that
I'm
much.
dead.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Kaz has a self-destruct button.
Yeah. It would be not good for a lot of people, though.
Because you said it, like, releases the potential energy effectively.
There are other things it could possibly do if you would break the limit, for sure. And there are other things that it could react with that would be bad.
Like all the artifice that I have in my body.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're actually not sure how it would react to things like magic items, too, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, it would be...
And honestly, your bag of holding would probably cause some issues there, too.
Well, this is, again, last resort. I'm going to die.
Mm-hmm. But for now, we will call it. Yes, we didn't have a break. We did power through, unfortunately. But yes, I need to go very early, unfortunately. For me, at least. So I'm getting up at, like... I've got an alarm at 6:15, 6:30, and 6:45. 6:45 is probably the latest I could wake up and actually get there on time. I'd probably have to run. But the other times, I have more time to do things and wake up in the morning.
Yes.
But I'm going to a convention, at least tomorrow. Maybe not on any other days this weekend. I will let people know. Let's give how people give shout-outs, though, and I'll give my spiel of what's going on with me. Matt.
I have a camera again. My brother may or may not have left it on an unused fridge in the basement. I don't know why. That's about it. I'm here.
You are indeed here. Fish?
Hi, everybody. I'm Fish Harlan. This time I have a public service announcement. Go get vaccinated and get your booster shots. I have an appointment to get a booster shot tomorrow. It might wipe me the fuck out, but guess what? Apparently the vaccine can actually reduce its effectiveness over time, so the booster shot is like fully necessary in order to maintain its effectiveness. So make sure you schedule the appointments. You can do that at your local pharmacy or grocery store. A lot of like public offices, especially even your park district, might be able to help accommodate that. Whatever you can do to help, boost your effectiveness through the vaccine, definitely take the time to do it.
Momo?
Hi, I'm here Wednesday nights where I play a pirate.
Yeah. Yar. Pirate Adventures. They're good.
We rob a fishing boat.
You did rob a fishing boat. It was both, like, hilarious and also, like, yeah, damn it. We
did learn every ship officer has a +1 chain shirt in this world.
I mean, I probably could, like, change their equipment slightly or something, but yes.
No, that's how it's written in the laws of this stupid universe.
Look, maybe one of them has a +1, like, studded leather armor one of these times. He might prefer that. I don't know.
Maybe it's -1 chain shirt. Who knows?
Oh, man. It consumes you instead. It's cursed.
Makes you really sluggish.
Yeah, you're... Joe, anything to shout out?
I'm here on Thursdays.
Yep.
And I will probably be joining one of the Sunday things.
Yep. Which should be coming up. I'm feeling a little better today, but I had announced yesterday I'd been kind of like a little bit of like a little cold or something this week. So I am feeling better today finally. But it means I've been kind of wiped and haven't been pushing towards doing some work that I should have. I've been napping for a bunch of days. I didn't get to do that today. So we'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. But regardless, so I don't know if I'm having it this Sunday. I don't know like what's going on with my weekend schedule. I'm leaving it open right now. Like I'm gonna see how things go tomorrow. I'm gonna see if I do any other days in PAX Unplugged. I don't know. I'm at least gonna get the one day in and get some fun times in. Hang out with my one friend that I get to see, like, at PAX Unplugged, pretty much. just unfortunate not a lot of people are going, and I'll see how much I want to do more on the next couple of days, and I'll kind of play that by ear. So I don't know what's going on Saturday, don't know what's going on Sunday, but should have a sort of normal schedule next week. I'm going to try to get some gaming streams in. I've got a time slot that I want to do for getting some gaming streams. I just have to, like, do the first one kind of thing, and I have a list of a couple of games I'll switch between. But otherwise, Children of Wrath should be good for next week. Buccaneers of the Shackled Sea should be good for next week also. We're on schedule for that. The week after that, we'll figure it out. We'll talk about that next week. And again, like, I might still have Discussing Tabletop, honestly, if I cancel out this weekend. I'll put something together maybe, and, you know, have some people on, and I'll talk about what I saw at PAX Unplugged. If I don't go on Saturday. As I said, it's up in the air if I go more than just Friday. I'm going to see how I feel after that day and what I get done. You know? It's the best I can do. I don't know if I'm going to feel like getting 3 days of a convention with going back to one. But this is an easy one to get to. And, you know, I've got the pass regardless. I got the media pass. So I can make the choice to only go one day.
Yeah, and if you don't go, you're not losing money.
Yes. So that's at least a good thing about this situation here. So, hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed the show. Sorry about not having a break there. We kind of powered through, as I said. We should be back next week. I hope you have a great rest of your evening, great rest of your week, if I don't do anything or see anything for anybody. And stay safe, healthy, and sane in this, you know, unhealthy, non-crazy world. I was going to say non-sane world, but that's crazy.
I'm not sane in general, so I can't stay that way.
I'm not in this world.
I'm just pressing stop. Bye, everybody, everyone!